Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Legend Commentaries here, bringing you today round number 2 of the Zeke tournament featuring Severity Gaming versus some random fives team that I'm not sure what the title of is, but they don't have any tags, so I'm going to assume they're kind of just a group of friends playing. But we do have the bans going off first. We have Olistar and Shen, probably the two most standard bans that you see in the game right now. Olistar just so strong in the jungle, and Shen so strong top lane with that ultimate. So those standard bans going off, and we're going to see what Gifted is going to pick. Oh, what a creative spelling of that. Now, I'm not sure whether the last game is actually posted. It was kind of a face roll, so maybe I just posted it for the lulz. Maybe you didn't see it, but Severity Game did win round one. So Severity Gaming doing pretty well in that first round, picking up a win and going on to the next round. So keep in mind, this blue team has already won a game. This should be more of a challenge because it kind of narrows out the people who are just, kind of pub stompers who get into a tournament to see what they can do, versus, an actual team that practices together and is able to win a game. So we see that Nautilus and Malphite getting banned as well. Nautilus really strong in the jungle. Malphite also strong in the jungle, but can also be a very viable top lane. So we're seeing a lot of junglers and top laners getting knocked out of the game right now that are very, very viable. However, we did see that Evil Lol playing a really, really great game last game as a Ryze. We don't see a Ryze ban. We do see an Ahri ban, though, so maybe Evil Lol is more used to playing Ahri or something. I haven't seen this team enough to know what their normal champions are, but I do know that they played a really, really nice game last time. So let's see what Gifted's going to pick here for the first pick, and that's going to kind of set the pace for what everyone else is going to pick. Now, last game, we saw a lot of lack of counter pick on the team opposite of Severity Gaming. This time, we're going to see whether Severity Gaming can get counterpicked a little bit better by their opposition, and whether this blue team can get counterpicked by Severity Gaming. We see a Cho'Gath pick going up probably for the top lane, and switching over to Taric, taking away Dazzle King's main support, or what I would assume is his main support. Dazzle King, the name, played Taric last game, did a really, really great job there, and we see a Taric pick get picked on that blue team. Now, okay, no spell shield. See, I really like having that Urgot and Soraka combination, but not necessarily versus a Taric, because you are going to see this Taric stun go off really often. And Janna? Okay, I was about to say Janna mid, maybe. But anyways, this Taric getting that stun off can be completely blocked by Sivir. So I'm really surprised we didn't see a AD Sivir get picked up on this purple team, but Urgot's range can really, outdo a Graves and Taric combo, so that may not be that bad. So we do see Graves getting picked up with that Taric stun. Graves with his dash and Q going to be able to do a lot of work against this enemy team if they get caught by Taric stun. So, pretty much even on the bot lane, I would say. The Soraka with Urgot really powerful, though, because of that infinite mana that she can give him pretty much, so that he can continually spam that E and mark his enemies, and then the Q to long range seek them out with that Acid Hunter. It's going to be a very challenging game for this blue team if they don't get some control on this Urgot and kind of harass down the Soraka early enough to where she'll be out of mana. And we actually see Graves getting swapped over to a Maokai there. Guess didn't want to play AD and going to go for a jungle Maokai, kind of throwing off this purple team, or trying to in the pick phase. Twitch. Delightful. We're going to see that change, hopefully, unless he's just completely trolling this game. Although the Twitch patch coming out next time should be good. Cassiopeia versus Morgana. We'll have to see how that works. Cassiopeia is a really strong mid, as you all know. Cassiopeia, everyone calls her, and I don't know. I think that it is a pretty valid pick against a Morgana, because Morgana doesn't really counter her with any dodging skills. You see that the fast movement speed champions get picked against a Cassiopeia to dodge out of the way of all that poison that she has and all those slowing abilities. However, you do have the magic resist from Morgana, so you might be able to get some spell immunes on those, and I still don't see an AD getting picked up, but we do have that jungle Volibear, so we're going to see a Maokai top, I suppose. A Maokai top, Taric supporting, Morgana mid, Volibear jungling, and Orshabal is going to AD, I would assume. If he doesn't, that's going to throw off my judgment, and I'm just going to feel bad. Now, as far as the rest of the Severity Gaming team, we see Nocturne getting picked up for their jungle role, and unless Void Eternal wants to jungle and maybe do a Nocturne top lane, I don't know. I guess they're going to wait and see. Okay, we do see Graves getting picked up there for the AD, and we are going to see Kennen get picked up for the top lane. So, okay, Here's the lane. We got a Taric support, Graves AD, Morgana going mid, Kennen going top, and a Maokai jungling as I had originally predicted, but then kind of got thrown off by their picks. So, you know, it worked. It worked on me as well. And we're going to see a Rumble go top lane for this Severity Gaming team, perhaps. I really like watching Rumble's top lane. I think he's probably one of the funnest top laners to play just because of all of his intricacies with the overheating and all of his ranged abilities. And he does do a pretty good job against someone like Kennen, who is very based on movement speed. So we'll see if he changes anything. I don't know. We're gonna wait. We're gonna wait 20 seconds and see. But we are gonna see he's gonna swap with the Nocturne for a jungling game, and there we go. We do see that Rumble got locked in, and we have a fairly standard team comp. So that is the pick phase of this game. I'm gonna join you guys once again once the game is underway, and I will talk to you soon. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we begin the gaming phase of this ranked 5s in the Zeke tournament. We see that purple team going to go through and invade in this bottom jungle just like last game, and we might see some more aggression by this blue team coming around the other side. No one has any knowledge yet, but it looks like they're actually kind of coming together, and I've never seen this route taken by the blue team before. This is news to me. I guess they're going to wait for the bottom lane, but we may actually see them do a complete circle around this jungle. Okay, they're going up to the blue. They have not been seen by this purple team. They're both just kind of like doing their own thing here. No idea that they're getting completely just circumvented by each other. So this is actually kind of comical. I think everyone's kind of just confused. Oh, we might see Evil Wall get caught out of position here. Okay, now they know. Now they know where everyone's at. They are now just looking like they are on the opposite side of the map, and we may see a bind get off from this Morgana. Oh, the bind gets caught, and Cassiopeia going to go down for sure. First blood gets picked up there by that Kennen, giving him a little bit of an advantage in that early game top lane, and we're going to see that purple team is going to excavate themselves from that situation very quickly. Rumble going top with his minions heading up there at the appropriate time, and we're going to see that Maokai is going to be able to go ahead and start his blue right on time with a nice first blood under their belt. So, you know, already seeing a 600 gold lead, and that's no good for Team Severity Gaming. We'll see whether they can come back from that. I'm sure that Cassiopeia appreciates the extra health pot, so Morgana getting a little bit of assist gold there, but we can already see that Morgana 600 gold in pocket, Cassiopeia 500, so we are about 100 gold ahead because of that assist, and without even any last hits really being an advantage. Now, as far as our laning compositions, I had said I was kind of, you know, on the fence about this bot lane combination, so we're going to have to see how this works. I've never seen it in this particular matchup before, but I would think that with their ability to dash stun, all that kind of stuff, that this bot lane is going to be able to gain control over Severity Gaming fairly quickly. Rumble and Kennen. Rumble, I think, will do fine against Kennen. I don't think that's going to be any really, you know, overpowered combination. I think that they did a really good pick there with that Rumble, and Kennen, you know, doing a good pick as well. I don't think that it was really easily countered by Rumble. So, in terms of top lane, it'll kind of just be skill-based, and depending on how these junglers can get in the game and get some ganks off. We do see Cassiopeia with that early aggression, you know, not wasting too much mana, but getting enough poke off to where she can pick up her minions, as well as get some harass off on Morgana before her spell shield gets too strong. We did see that aggression go off on the Graves there with the, you know, once you get one of these corrosive charges off, Acid Hunters all the way, and you're unstoppable with her guys. So here we'll see another one go off, taking down some more health. We actually see the Taric stun go off there. Not really much support from Graves that time, just because Graves was already pretty low health. And we're going to see Maokai, I think, wants to come up through lane. He's going to go through here, and they're going to get spotted by that ward. So I didn't see any pings go off, though. There we go. They're going to go ahead and get out of there. And, yeah, really good ward placement. Sapling thrown up, but not going to do anything for them. Nocturne back around at the Wolves. He has both of his buffs now, so even though that early, you know, kind of gank attempt didn't work out as well as it did last game, they are still doing a very good job at keeping themselves in the game. We can see that the jungler Maokai, 12 minions to Nocturne's 18, so Nocturne doing the jungle a little bit faster. Maokai taking that break to go down bot and gank, and we do see Rumble here with some aggression on this Kennen. And, I don't know, I just... There's not a whole lot they can do in this early game because, you know, Morgana's spell shield is going to stop Maokai from getting any kind of bind off on her. So he's just going to go ahead back in the jungle and continue to farm things up. Nocturne looks like he might have wanted to come through lane, but that's not going to happen either because of this ward in this bush, still up for, a good minute. And we see that, Severity Gaming really doing just a lot of work pushing up and always keeping their lane pushed. Kind of dangerous, to be honest, but I guess if it's been working for them so far, then why stop now? Especially when you have that ward coverage up here, you still have a few seconds on that. Not a super long time, but enough time to where you've got some cushion, and I'm sure Soraka's going to run back up there. She grabbed, the early sight wards with no vision wards, and she just has the ability to spam them pretty much for early game. As far as our last hits, we got 21 to Graves 23. Graves beating him a little bit in farm, as well as having that assist under his belt, so a little bit more gold. Overall, Graves being more successful early game, but we could see a kill come off here. As soon as Urgot gets that ultimate, he becomes such a threat in lane. Because, if anyone comes down for a gank from behind, you just swap them and run away. It's really pretty easy to get out of things with this Urgot, so we'll see what happens. But we do see that the Nocturne and the Maokai kind of coming from opposite sides at the same time. We might be seeing a gank here. No, Nocturne just going to go ahead and pop a ward in that bush to protect against the Maokai. Little does he know, Maokai coming up from the opposite direction, and we see Morgana flashing in, and wow, really, really nice play there. But Nocturne also picking up that Morgana, and we could see Maokai go down as well, depending on whether this Nocturne decides to dive. No, he's not going to, but Nocturne doing a great job at just kind of staying on top of things, being in the right position at the right time, although, of course, the ward not exactly on the right side for what he knew, but, Maokai coming in for a gank, fairly successful. He had no way of knowing that this Nocturne was there, so good plays by him, good plays by blue team. We do see Rumble coming up from bot there. Might go and try some aggression on this Kennen. He can't really get out, and does get off a little bit of poke. And, Kennen starting with the very, very standard boots and health pots, whereas Rumble on the other team is starting with the Amplifying Tome for some additional ability power. So we're going to see him go for the, the Rod of Ages and the Rylai's Crystal Scepter. Actually, maybe not a Rod of Ages, but definitely a Rylai's at some point to get that slow, and he is just unstoppable in a team fight because of that ultimate. Lay it down across the lane, slow them with the Rylai's as well, and it is just ridiculous how much damage and CC you can get with that Rumble. And then you've also got, the Cassiopeia ultimate. If the blue team is conscientious enough, they can turn and only get slowed by it, but having a Cassiopeia ult come face first into your team is terrible. Absolutely terrible. And we see the ping going off there to note that there's a ward from this blue team. Now notice there haven't really been any pings by the purple team, probably because they are communicating mostly vocally. Which is, and of course, as soon as I say that, there's a ping. And we actually see that Nocturne coming straight down through the lane for a lane gank. We could see him come up with some aggression here, but I don't know that they're actually going to be able to push. Graves still ahead, 41 farm to, or actually, no, not ahead, 44 for Urgot and 42 for that Graves. Rumble pushing up onto this turret, and we see that Cassiopeia getting some more harass off on the Morgana. Now, Morgana is going to go over and get this blue buff. Nocturne not quite in a position to give the blue buff yet. And we're going to see, I think they're trying to bait this with the Soraka. Nocturne waiting patiently. He does have level 6, so he can ultimate in. We see that his ultimate is up and ready to go. And that's, an instant 166 damage minus whatever armor we've got, which is actually quite a bit on this bot lane. But let's see. I think they're going to engage. I think Urgot probably wants to wait and get his ultimate. So once Urgot hits level 6, I would look to see something big go on here with a big fight, and we see that blue team chasing them up a little bit, but nothing too drastic. Soraka getting poked down, I would assume intentionally there to go ahead and try and get some harass. And yeah, Nocturne's going to go ahead and leave, realizing that this team's not going to do anything to endanger themselves. I don't know. This is getting a little complex, and we just see Morgana getting that ultimate off there. Maokai going to run in. I don't know if he's going to have enough damage to pick this up before he dies. Nope, gets picked up by the turret, and Cassiopeia gets a kill for Team Severity Gaming. Nocturne, yeah, going to go ahead and leave. Realizes that was kind of a lost cause. And Rumble and Kennen still up here just chilling. Let's see what their farm is. We got 49 farm on Rumble versus the 54 farm on Kennen. Kennen doing a great job there, picking up his Hextech Revolver. Rumble also getting his Hextech. So pretty fair, fairly even. However, Kennen did have that first blood. So he does have a Doran's Blade, a little bit more damage, but in terms of their utility, they are about the same here. We just see Morgana getting in here on Evil Lol, going to take down the Cassiopeia, but Nocturne coming back out and just showing who's boss, getting out there and getting up the assist. Oh, Morgana actually getting that kill. Really nice there with that Ignite, getting Cassiopeia that kill, and, Nocturne picking up some assist gold. So he's going to go ahead and pick up that blue for himself. Guess he's not going to wait for the Cassiopeia. Rumble and Kennen engaging here for a bit. Kennen ult goes off, and I think that we are actually going to see Kennen go down if this Rumble ult goes off. Did Rumble use his ultimate? Rumble didn't even use his ultimate. That, I don't know about that. And we see some engagement going on down here. Bot, and yeah, Urgot's going to pick up that Graves kill. And, oh my goodness, this Taric trying to engage on Urgot. Not a good idea. He's going to get chased out of there really quickly. I think that Maokai, though, might be able to pick up this Urgot if they stay too long. Yep, Maokai going to come up and definitely pick up a kill on this Urgot. Unless Soraka's got some epic heals. There's the epic heal for that Soraka Urgot. Oh my god, let's see if Maokai has his jump up. No, Maokai going to get out and Soraka is going to get taken down. So, you know, Urgot doesn't get taken down. That's a fairly good trade, I would say. You want your AD carry to have as much time in lane as possible, and if Soraka gets a little bit less time, a little bit under-leveled, that's okay. Maokai going to get seen by that purple ward in the bush. Going to turn around and go back once he sees that Urgot is retreating, and the minion's actually getting pushed up onto their turret here, so I don't know. It's fairly even. We got 4-4 and a little bit of gold for Severity Gaming actually now, so the gold tide turned in their favor even after that first blood, and we still see that no turrets have been taken. Now Nocturne, you know, doing that aggressive jungling here, going down into the purple jungle or into the blue jungle to see if he can get some wards down and, you know, perhaps later counter their blue, that kind of thing. We should see blue coming up here in about 2 minutes. Morgana going over just in time, but a little bit too late to see that Nocturne. I don't know what she would have done, probably just run, but Maokai going to go ahead and, you know, they don't have any wards up on the purple jungle yet, but that, I think Maokai is coming around for this gank. Flashing again, and the Cassiopeia flash goes off, and she might even pick up this kill. Oh god, almost picked up the kill on Maokai. Really nice flash by Evil Lol there. Cassiopeia picking up almost a Maokai kill and definitely getting out of danger with the flash. Pretty clutch there. Kennen and Rumble, you know, Kennen had that early item lead, and now we see that Rumble is kind of coming back from this and just poking away, getting the Null Magic Mantle, making sure that Kennen does a little bit less damage, whereas Kennen going for 0 durability, going straight for the Doran's Blade. So, you know, in terms of what's working out better, I would say that right now, Rumble has it best because of that farm lead, 82 to 75 farm. Kennen did have the first blood, but Rumble also, you know, we saw in that engagement earlier, really pretty unstoppable in terms of what he can do in a fight 1v1 on this Kennen. We are going to see the Maokai get spotted there by that purple ward, so purple team pinging there to let them know that Maokai is running through the jungle, and he comes up to mid. Nocturne coming up to try and support in case a gank comes off, and going to run out in the Fog of War here, I believe. Yeah, Fog of War, he did get seen though. He did get seen, so they know. And Cassiopeia is going to be coming around. Nothing going on. I had thought that we would have seen a lot more aggression, but it looks... Oh my goodness! Maokai walking right into this. That is a terrible thing for him, and he is probably going to get taken down here. Yeah, definitely gets taken down, and Rumble getting caught out of position, but we might actually see Nocturne come over. Yes, the Nocturne ultimate, and he's going to get a fear off on this Morgana. Oh my goodness! And a double kill for Rumble, taking down both Morgana and Kennen. However, Morgana does get that Nocturne, following her a little bit too closely, but that's okay, because, I mean, you know, you got a 3 for 1. That's not bad at all, and you're going to get the blue buff out of it for Cassiopeia to give her a little bit more dominance in lane. Bot lane here, just kind of chilling. Let's check the Urgot farm. 86 to Graves 73, so still leading in farm. And we see that Graves has died once, Urgot has 1 kill, so a little bit ahead. And we didn't see a corrosive charge go off there, but I don't know that he really needs to right now. You know, the lane is pushed, he can farm and deny experience. Why risk getting harassed and killed possibly when you can just stay here, get more gold, get more experience, and put yourself further and further ahead. Maokai coming in for the gank here. Once again, though, that Tribush ward is going to clue them into that, and Maokai probably not going to be able to pick anything up here. The Maokai getting swapped, but it looks like Soraka is going to get taken down. Indeed, he does get taken down. Still no corrosive charge going off. I guess just not using that corrosive charge. I don't know. I would have used it throughout that entire fight, but I guess that he kind of knew that that was a futile cause, and yeah, Maokai not picking up any damage on the Urgot there. So Urgot still remaining safe, still 1-0, but Soraka taking the kill for the team. Really, she should have gotten out of there a lot earlier, and really nice played by this blue team with that Maokai coming in at apparently just the right time. They were thinking about diving, but that's not actually going to happen. We see that Cassiopeia getting some harass off on this Morgana, landing a few of those, and we might see Nocturne come up here for some aggression on this Kennen, although Kennen, I think, is about to pop down a sight ward. He does have a sight ward, but he hasn't popped one down yet. Oh my goodness, the ultimate might go off by Kennen. No ultimate going off by Kennen. He might have been able to pick up that kill there, but I'm not sure. I guess we'll see in a moment. It looks like there might be some aggression, though, going down here in mid lane. We have Maokai. Oh, he's going to get spotted. I guess that they could have gone up there and gotten that, but a little bit too late on the draw. And they do see Maokai coming up behind this mid lane with that ward, doing a really, really great job at having ward placement for this purple team. So they're just, completely having map dominance right now, making sure that they know where everyone is at all times. Top lane, those Hextech revolvers are just giving them so much durability. Rumble, getting that double kill, though, is able to pick up a blasting wand. So we have Kennen still here sitting with his Doran's Blade and a Hextech, whereas Rumble has that incredibly larger amount of ability power, 40 more ability power, which may not seem like a lot, but when you combine it with all of Rumble's abilities, which are modified by that ability power, you're going to see a lot of damage increase. Tarek putting a pink ward on that dragon, making sure they don't have any wards behind in that area. Little does he know, there is always a purple ward in this bush. Oh my goodness, he needs to watch last game. There was always a purple ward in that bush. Maokai continuing to come up through the same area, and oh my goodness, we saw a kill on Rumble there. I would not have expected that. Let's go up here and see what's happening. Alright, we see Rumble go in on Kennen, and Kennen's going to get off that ultimate. Yeah, that was just GG from the start. Rumble should not have engaged there at all, but he does, and he goes down for 331 gold in Kennen's pocket. So he's probably going to go B here as soon as he clears this lane and get some additional items and hopefully bring himself back into the game top lane a little bit. Although 108 farm to 119, he's really not that far behind. He's doing a great job. Maokai coming in once again on this Soraka. Soraka really getting caught quite a bit by this Maokai, and Maokai pops his ultimate as well. Oh my goodness. My bad. Let me go back here. Okay, there we go. They're getting out of there. I clicked the timeline on accident and it just completely jumped back to 10 minutes into the game. Cassiopeia picks up the big wraith there. A little bit of contest. I mean, she was contesting the large wraith. There was a little bit of contesting going on there. I guess that's how I should say it. Now we do see that dragon still hasn't been contested at all by either team to try and pick it up, so we might see some aggression there going on by a purple team. I would expect that purple team would go for it first. Nocturne just having a little bit more damage than Maokai does, as well as his Wriggles. So, oh my goodness, Cassiopeia picking up a Morgana kill. I keep not even expecting these things to happen. Look at how full health she is. No mana, but still, I would not expect this to come to any fruition. Let's see what happens. Yeah, Cassiopeia getting the ultimate. So much burst damage. Oh my goodness. And Cassiopeia there going for, the Hex Tech as well as the two Doran's Blades. We see that Nocturne ulting in here on this Graves, getting the fear off and going to pick up a kill there as well. And we might even see this Tarek go down. Yes, definitely going to see Tarek go down. They're going to go ahead and dive him for the kill. Maokai coming up, and they see that the sapling went off, so no, not going to have enough to chase him, though, and Cassiopeia doing some damage on this middle turret, going to take it down. Maokai getting caught between all these purple people. I think, yep, they're going to go ahead and go in for the dragon. Now, we might see Maokai come in on this dragon and try and do a smite steal, although he is one level behind this Nocturne, so doesn't have more damage on his smite. No, not quite. A good attempt by that blue team at getting that dragon by the Maokai, but still, purple team going to pick it up for the extra gold bonus, getting into the lead by about 5k gold now. Everyone's going to go ahead and B. We see that Urgot going for that Frozen Heart, and Rumble getting the full Will of the Ancients, going to give some help to that Cassiopeia and Soraka as well late game when they're in team fights, giving a little bit more ability power and some spell vamp. And as far as everyone else, I would assume that actually this Cassiopeia is going for a Hextech Revolver as well, so she's probably going to build that into a Will of the Ancients at some point. Looks like she's going for a Rylai's as well early on. Kennen, just getting his Sorcerer's Boots, and Rumble getting the Merc Treads. So Rumble going for a much more defensive build, it seems like, early game. Just with those boots, he's getting a little bit of higher amount of magic resist than this Kennen. We see 77 to Kennen's 46, so... Oh, and we see a double blue gank coming up here. We might see the Rumble get caught out of position. There is a ward down here, but they're going to go around and right through lane. Yep, Rumble gets caught by this bind. Oh, the flash out of the bind. He is going to get out for sure and doesn't even get caught by that Q. So no charges to get off on him, and he gets out safely. Really nice job. Cassiopeia is going to meet this Morgana. Dodges a bind, and we might see Nocturne go in on this if he has his ultimate up. He does have his ultimate up. We see the Nocturne ult go off, and the fear goes off, and we see that Cassiopeia picks up a kill there. Morgana going to get killed as well by the poison. Oh no, not quite. The poison runs out, and Rumble going to get taken down, but not before he can take out that Morgana as well. And yeah, really, really nice job there. Wow, that was a great fight by that purple team. Definitely, once again, really good engagements. We're seeing a 1 for 3 every single time that this top lane gets a team fight going on it. So, you know, if they carry that into late game, it's really going to start compounding and pulling this game out of reach for the blue team. Bot lane here, we see some aggression going on. The Taric stun and the Graves getting in there, but you know, this Soraka sustain is just so great right now, and especially with that armor increase. You can't really do anything against Urgot right now, and especially when he gets the corrosive charge. I mean, taking Graves down to half health with only a Taric heal, really not that effective. We do see that he actually ranked up his Imbu first, so realizing that he's going to have to support really hard and deal with a lot of harass, he does rank up that Imbu, but I don't know. I don't know whether the spot lane... I guess we now know what the answer is to who was going to do better early game. Seeing a little bit of aggression going off there, and actually getting some help from Maokai here. Going to come down. I don't know if we're going to see a flash or not. Yeah, the flash. The bind. The Graves coming in. Graves hasn't used his ult yet. Still hasn't used his ult. Still hasn't used his ult. Oh my god. Did Graves ever use his ult? Graves didn't even ever use his ult. That would I feel like that would have been an easy kill. Definitely. They might not even pick up this Urgot. Oh my god. Oh my god, the Urgot shield if the Soraka has a heal up. Soraka, where's your heal? Oh man, Soraka not getting the heal off in time. Cassiopeia taking down the Maokai. Nocturne taking down the Taric, and we might see another 1 for 3. There we go. Actually a 1 for 4 that time, so we see the 1 for 4 going down in favor of Severity Gaming, doing a really great job in these team fights of just, you know, being there for each other. You see the fight going on purple team, and while I'm watching that, not even noticing it, every single lane is just coming straight down through this river to try and help out their teammates, doing a really great job at working together, and you can definitely tell that this is a coordinated team who plays together often. They definitely know when to help each other out, and God, those purple wards are always in this tri-bush. Soraka, this Dazzle King doing a great job as support. And we do see Rumble going down here to take these wolves while Kennen's kind of farming up, but yeah, 3 turrets to 1. We got all the outer turrets now down for this blue team, doing it very methodically, kind of just wearing them down over time. Nocturne now has an Oracle's Elixir, so he's going to be able to take out some of these blue warriors. Not that there are any on the map right now, but we could see some later on in this game. And I would hope we would see some later on in this game. Let's see whether Taric picked up a ton. No, just only one. He only picked up 1 ward, but did put 1 down in that tri-bush, so if Nocturne does travel through there, at least now he'll know if the other team is going to see him. We do see that purple team sees that Maokai coming up. I guess he thought they were going to be Baroning. I don't know whether they could actually attempt a Baron right now or not. We do have the Wriggles on Nocturne. I guess they actually could probably Baron right now with all the damage that they have. The Brutalizer on Urgot, and Soraka going straight up for the Heart of Gold and the Philostone. I would expect to see her get her Boots of Lucidity next after she got her Aegis, and then probably build a Shurelius for that extra movement speed. We did see Cassiopeia go for the Rylai's Crystal Scepter, and I think that's what we are seeing Rumble build right now as well, is that Rylai's. So we're going to have 2 Rylai's. We got the Frozen Heart. Oh my goodness, this is going to be ridiculous. So much slowing, so much attack speed slowing. Now, on the other hand, we do have 2 Zonias going down for this Morgana and Kennen. So they're going to be able to withstand this Urgot quite a bit, and the Nocturne as well. Kennen, if he uses that during his ultimate, Morgana, if she uses that during her ultimate, they're going to be forces to be reckoned with late game in team fights. Because we haven't really seen them both use them together in terms of 5v5 fights. Now, we've seen it in some of those 1v3s where, you know, the blue team comes up on top lane, tries to take out one person, and then ends up getting ganked by the other purple team. But we haven't seen a full health 5-on-5 fight yet, so I'm really anxious to see how blue team is going to use all their ultimates in combination with each other. Because, you know, you have so much area of effect. The Maokai area of effect, the Taric area of effect, the Morgana, you know, multiple targets, the Kennen area of effect. On the other team, not so much. You have the Soraka's ultimate is a heal, a global heal. Cassiopeia does have an area of effect ultimate. Rumble has that line, and Nocturne has a single target, as well as Urgot's single target. So this team is a lot more focused on nuking, and they've really been able to do that pretty well with all their focus. Cassiopeia sees that's being taken. We'll see if she goes in for another stab at it here. Kennen coming down for the assist, and no, not going to be able to take that up. We see Nocturne going down here for the ultimate on the Graves, going to get taken down again, and then I think we're going to see Taric get dove in here. Yes, we are. Taric getting dived all over the place, and Maokai coming in, though, to chase them out, and actually going to be able to save this Taric. Really nice job there. The corrosive charge not even mattering, and my goodness, Cassiopeia catching that Kennen and doing a ton of damage to him. I think we are going to see a team fight going on here. The Urgot getting bound by the Morgana, and it looks like we have the full 4 on the purple team versus only 3 on this blue team because Taric's not here yet. Rumble pushing away top. So, purple team didn't get anything taken down, just get pushed out after they got that Graves kill. So Rumble staying up here, pushing this top lane, probably going to be able to take down this tower before Kennen gets there. He's got to wait for a little bit. And we might see a concave come in right on this Morgana. No, she does get out there. Playing pretty smart, and yeah, Rumble's definitely going to take down this turret, but maybe not before Kennen can come in and do something to him. No, Kennen is just going to be not even going to engage on that, and we do see that Nocturne going back, going to go ahead and pick up another item. He's got his Warmogs there. I was just about to say, he's probably going to go for a really, really tanky build Warmog since this team doesn't really have any other kind of tank on it, and Warmogs is a good solution, especially for a jungler, when you have so much farm going into your late game, because you just kind of stick around the jungle. Junglers are just always in lanes helping out, and oh goodness, I'm not sure what we might be seeing. A Baron attempt getting lined up here by this purple team. I think that they're all kind of gravitating towards that, and blue team though does have a ward there. Nocturne going to come in and be able to see these fairly soon. Oh, he skips by the bushes. There we go. He's going to see this ward. They're going to take that out. Probably going to go over and check the Baron and take that out. No, he goes straight up. I think they're going to engage on this. Nope. Very wisely done. Now we do see that Nocturne does see the ward. Baron ward goes down. And now we can see that this blue team does not have any clue what's going on right now. We see that they're taking down this turret, but purple team, on the other hand, sees everything. We can see the Kennen sitting here in the bush, and they know that everyone else is mid. So when we go back, we can see both teams now, and Nocturne getting up those Warmog stacks. Look at how tanky he is. 3,000 health. 3,000 health on a Nocturne with that ultimate and that fear. He's just going to be using it for utility. He's going to be able to catch people out of position with his ultimate and keep them out of position with that fear. Purple team knows that everyone is in this jungle. They know that they are going to be able to take them on if they start to Baron, so I think that they might be able to... Oh, didn't quite catch Taric out of position there. Urgot coming up, so we might see a swap over a wall or something creative like that. Urgot is really, really good for displacing teammates like that. However, it does mean that he would be on the other side of the wall too. So, but his ultimate, it does give him that armor and magic resist bonus, so he gains 90 of each of those at rank 2. Oh, they're coming around, and they're going to take out this Kennen really, really quickly. Nocturne landing the fear. Oh, the spell immune goes off, though, so no fear going off. We're going to see the ultimate and the Zhonya's. The Morgana, I'm waiting for her. Zhonya's. Oh my goodness, blue team is just getting decimated. Absolutely decimated there. And Morgana had already actually used her Zhonya's, so no chance of that. And yeah, we see an ace go down on this blue team, and Severity Gaming doing a really great job during that team fight of just completely getting control of the map, and we do see the surrender vote come off. So there we go, round number 2, Severity Gaming takes it, and they're going to move on to round number 3. We'll see you guys in the next game. This has been Legend Commentaries. Love you guys, and goodbye.